Is it working now?
I don't know.
All right. I think I'm live now, finally. After so many setbacks. Okay. I think I'm up. I think I am. Hey y'all. Hello. Welcome in. I having some difficulties over here trying to get it together. Also trying to get it on my computer so I can keep up with the comments tonight. Welcome. I see some new names in here. If this is your first Marketing Monday, tell me, let me know. Welcome. Thank y'all for joining. I normally start on time, but Instagram was being a hater this week and kept telling me my connection was bad. So I had to shut everything down and come back. But I'm excited about tonight's topic. I'm going to, of course, give some time for more people to come in. Again, I see some new names. So thank y'all for joining us. If it's your first Marketing Monday, let me know. And then I'm going to just shoot out my little invites to a couple of people. And we're going to get started. Let's see. Hello again. I'm giving people a few chances to get in. Tonight we're talking competition, which is low-key, I realized, kind of one of my favorite parts of like marketing and campaign planning is definitely finding and stalking my competition. So hopefully y'all are ready for this. Mr. Kareem with True Digital Marketing, if y'all don't know by now, that is my family, my big brother over there. He's gonna hop on here with me and we're gonna talk case in the competition. I'm gonna let him give y'all a little bit about why we named it Case the Competition. But just before I add him on, like I said, I'm giving people a chance to get in. The question of the night is, can you identify at least 3 of your competitors? That is the question for the night. Yes or no. You don't have to tell me who they are. I just want to know if you can. If you can't, please say no. If you don't even know what we're talking about when we say competitors, just put, I don't know. That's the question for tonight. I need to start typing those in and pinning those. But I don't like when people be like this through the whole live, so I be trying to avoid doing all of that. But anywho, again, if y'all are coming in, I'm just giving everybody a second to get on before I add my guest for the night. We're talking competitive research, identifying your competitors. We're talking all of that. But not yes and no. We gonna talk about that. Well, okay. Let me shout out Building with B Stewart over there. If y'all are thinking about getting into trucking, contact her. Okay, go to her page. Very, very, very genuine person. Great person to work with. I'm gonna let her get away with saying yes and no, only because she's low key like the industry leader for what she's doing. Like, she's really like the only one right now offering what she's offering in her industry. So she could get away with yes and no. And that's because most of her competitors are not direct competitors, because really and truly, slight flex, she don't have no competition right now. So she the only person in here that I'm gonna let get away with saying yes or no. But the question for the night is, can you name or list at least 3 competitors, 3 of your competitors? Yes or no. If you cannot, just simply say I don't know. Hello again for those of you coming in. We're talking competition all night. I'm gonna add in Kareem in a little bit. Just giving everybody a chance to come in. I was gonna do this little intro, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it was boring. It was giving me boring, so I ain't gonna give it to y'all. But just to give y'all just something about competition and competitive research, because I gotta give y'all the little nuggets to walk away with. The biggest benefit of identifying your competitors and watching your competitors is it helps you to identify things that you should be doing and also things that you can do differently. So it's definitely the easiest way for you to identify what your strengths and weaknesses are, and then how you can take what they're doing and make it work for you. So that's my whole little boring spiel I was gonna give y'all condensed down. I'm gonna give it about another minute before I add Kareem on. Yes, ma'am, I can name a few competitors. Okay, I love it. I love it. Anybody else on here, no matter what industry you're in, can you name at least 3 of your competitors? And so just a little bit about what I mean about direct, indirect, and replacement competitors, because 100% of you that participated in the polls that I posted on the story said that y'all have no idea what any of that means. So direct competitors are going to be anyone who sells or offers the exact same thing as you to the exact same people. The example I gave my mom earlier, we were talking this out. I was using laundry detergent, so I was like, people who purchase Gain or Downy, and people who purchase OxyClean detergent, right? Same product, same audience. Then you have indirect competitors, who are people who offer a different product, but they offer to the same customer base. So with that one, I gave her it was Downy fabric softener with like Febreze, because they all market to people, at home, cleaning and like smelling fresh, but then their products are different. And then your replacement competitors are people who they don't offer the same thing as you, but they offer it to the same people. It's kind of like who people would choose to buy with instead of you. So a good example of this would be like DiGiorno frozen pizzas to like Domino's, where it's still pizza, but they're marketing to people who may want to cook their pizza at home versus people that want to spend money eating out. So that's just kind of to give y'all a little general understanding of that. I'm about to add Kareem on now. Oh, not me pushing the wrong button like I don't do this every week. And the funny thing about me and Reem doing this live together is we believe in collaboration. We'll get to that, though. We'll get to that. Turn me around, big bro. Yep. Here we go. What's up? What's up?
I'm great. How are you?
I forget every week that Instagram chops your video.
Yeah.
So
and yeah,
go ahead, do your shout out, do your introduction, do all that good stuff so we can get into it.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Hi, I'm Kareem Shon. I am co-founder and business development super duper guy from True Digital Marketing, based here in Houston, Texas. We specialize in website designs, SEO, and online advertising. And I've been in the game now for a little over 9 years, so it's definitely cleared 9. We'll hopefully get to 10. So I've been in digital marketing for almost 10 years. I love what I do. It's a lot of work sometimes, but I enjoy being creative. Like that's my happy place. And when I get to work with clients that don't really know what they want, but they have some kind of idea, that's great. I have some clients that know exactly what they want. That's impressive. But sometimes there's some people who are just right in the middle. They don't really know what they want, and they don't really know how to figure out how they want. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where this topic comes in tonight, and I'm excited to talk about it.
So I'm gonna give a little sidebar thing real quick for the people that do not know. When I met Kareem and Melinda with True Digital, I actually had a full service digital marketing company at the time, which is how Marketing Bay branched off to being who I am today. And they were, by everything on paper, my direct competitors. However, we've never been in competition. And I think that's why when last week we were on live and he mentioned it, or the week before last, and I was like, yo, we have to do this topic together, because never once ever was there a moment where it's like we can't support each other because we do the same thing. Like they were a part of my launch party that we had for that company. Yeah. They were a part of all kind of things that we did. They sent me word of mouth referrals. Yeah. I sent them referrals. Like there was never a moment where, because we offer the same things, we can't support each other. And the reason why I want to start there is because a lot of people get in business and they take this mindset of competition as being like it's a race, like we're all racing for something, when really and truly your competitors can sometimes become your best friends in business. And Reem and I kind of had a conversation about this last week, and I kind of wanted to start there with competition and just Reem, with coming up with case for today's topic. I want you to first explain to everybody what that stands for, and I kind of want you to go into what competition in business means to you.
Okay. Very cool. First off, appreciate you on that. That's a huge shout out that you felt like we were competitors of yours, so thank you. Um, Case, copy and steal everything. What it stands for.
Period.
It's funny because I learned that being in the business. You copy and steal everything. It kind of goes back to the old saying that, you don't want to reinvent the wheel, right? And it also makes reference to that there's always competitors ahead of you that you can do the knowledge on, that you can take a little bit from here and here and here. In hip hop culture, we've all kind of taken a little bit of somebody's, style and somebody's swag and what someone said and how someone did this and kind of made it our own. So I have the same logic in business where it's, I know that I want to be me. It's just, well, how do I be me and do this thing that I love to do? So I think there's a bunch of ways of casing your competitors or casing the joint. If you're really in the old school, you know what that means. But, the simple fact of being able to size up your competitors, whether you're starting out your business plan, whether you've been in business, for 5-10 years already, and you're looking to level up, what does that level look like? And this is what we'll talk about.
Yeah. So, okay. So again, going back to that, and even with leveling up, in my opinion, and you can correct me, or piggyback if you feel the same. But I know a lot of people starting out, they jump to look at kind of the industry standard and they'll say, that's my competitor. So like people who are trying to break into the beauty industry, they'll look at Fenty or MAC and they're like, those are my competitors. And to be honest with you, they're not, because they are, Reem said, people that's a couple of steps ahead of you, they are light years ahead of you. And to you, you're not even on their radar. So they are someone that you can look at as like an industry standard. That's someone that you can set your level up expectations to, like eventually I want to get there. But when you're starting out and we're at the bottom and it's like competitors, what does that even mean in business? Reem, when it comes down to like saying like, yo, that's somebody right there that might be in competition with me, or I may be playing the catch up game with them. How do you kind of suggest finding who those people are in your industry?
I gotta admit, we're already clashing heads because I point at the Fenty and I point at the Louis Vuittons, and I say, why not?
Well, okay. Look, I love it. That's what we're here for.
Because here's the thing, you're not my competitor just because I can see you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like where you're taking me is saying, well, if we're in the same room with one another, and if we want to start there, we can start there.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because I go to a lot of networking events. I'm typically in a room with 20 people or more. Mm-hmm. And in the room, there's typically mortgage people, real estate people, whether it's commercial or residential. And it's always someone that does digital marketing. So whether it's someone who does social media, someone who does website design, someone who does SEO. So
always someone. Digital marketing has grown so much over like the last 5 years. I can't even just say 10. But in the last 5 years that, like you said, it's always somebody. I had to piggyback on that one.
Always. So much so that when I go to visit other chapters, I have to make sure there's not another me in the room because I don't want to step on anyone's toes and I don't want to waste my time, right? So when I do end up in those situations where I am face to face with my direct competitors, and it happens often, one of the things that I do first is I gotta be honest. I talk to myself a little bit, y'all. I be like, yo, they ain't fucking with me.
You gotta consult with the realest person you know.
real quick, hey, you gotta give yourself that extra little pep talk, right? But then I can't lie. Like I go into these conversations looking to size people up, to say, hi, how you doing? What is it that you do? And I tend to find that most people kind of stick to one thing, whereas I'm more of a Swiss Army knife, so that's cool. Mm-hmm. Then if you are a website designer, because of how my business is designed, if you have some talent, we might be able to work together, right? Because now I'm on the project management side of my business. So if I find someone with talent, I can bring you on, right? So even with me looking at my competitors, it's a little different because I'm not looking at, I am. I'm looking at the person. I got a competitor in my building. So on the fourth floor, I'm on the ninth floor.
I remember
So
you
I'm
showed me
looking
that.
at everybody. You know, if you're investing in your business where you're putting yourself out there to be found, I'm looking at you.
I like that. So now we getting into sizing the competition up, right? And I know personally, and this could be a girl thing. As a guy, you can correct me on this one, but coming up as girls, we real competitive and catty in a lot of different areas, and for a lot of women, a lot of that stems off of insecurities that come with just life and being in womanhood. However, when it comes down to business, and we talking strengths and weaknesses now, right? And a lot of people miss that kind of mindset shift from personal life to now approaching through a business standpoint. When you're looking at the competition and you're trying to maintain your cool and not getting your feelings about maybe something they're doing better or nothing, how do you in these situations identify what their strengths and their weaknesses are in comparison to yours?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, this is business. There's no need to get in anyone's feelings when it comes to doing this. Um, I think it's all complimentary. The thing for me is if I see you are a few steps ahead, um, I'm kind of proud about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes as being business owners, we want to celebrate, right? We want to feel that we are the top dog in that position. Um, and I got to admit, I come across other digital marketers whose websites are trash. And I wonder to myself, how does anyone believe in you if you're,
Yeah.
excuse my language, if your shit ain't tight, right?
Facts.
So I always feel that there's something that we can learn from one another, especially when it comes to obtaining clients and client retention. So I think that's a conversation that we can all share in. But when it comes to someone that has more followers or if they have a better position on Google Maps than you do, a lot of that just really work or the time that they put in to get their audience to that level or the time and work that they put in to get their Google My Business listing
Mm-hmm.
to that level with content and with reviews. So sometimes you have to really kind of, again, when you sizing your competition up, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to think about how much time that you've got in versus how much time they've been in the game, how much work that you've put in versus how much work that they've put in the game. Now, if they've gotten ahead of you and their whole online presence is trash, then I would probably take that a little personal. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Facts. And I love how you said, looking at how much skin they have in the game, basically, because a lot of people want to hop on Instagram and they want to grow these big astronomical following overnight, and they want to compare themselves to accounts that have those followers. But I saw a post that it pointed out, look at how many posts, because when you look on somebody's Instagram, it has the amount of posts, who's following them and who they following. It said, look at the amount of posts that they have up compared to their following. Because a
Yes.
lot of people want to post 3 posts and then they wondering why they don't have 1 million followers already. But then the person who has 1 million followers has literally over 20,000 posts on their page because they're posting 3-4 times a day. They active in their stories, they active in comments. And that's a lot. That's a lot of work to put in to grow a following. So I love that you said that, because a lot of people, I think I posted this a couple of weeks ago, you being outworked and outperformed, and they're wondering why you're not getting the results, because that's why they're ahead of you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Check this out. Competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Donald Trump was in office, I realized that I couldn't compete with Donald Trump. Donald Trump made more tweets in a day that I could keep up with
I'm
because
mad I knew what you meant.
I challenged myself. I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Yo, if the president of the United States of America got enough time to tweet, I'm gonna tweet." Because at that moment, I started building up my audience for International Reign Supreme show.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't keep up with the president. I can't keep up with him. And now that Threads has popped off, there's a bunch of people, there's a bunch of us on Threads that I can't keep up with. I don't know how y'all got the time to let off every single thought all through the day.
It's called social
So
media.
I compete even on that.
As my twin pointed out, she said a lot of people not willing to hire help. But then a lot of these, like Donald Trump, I'm pretty sure he has like 5 to 10 social media managers that just sit, and in a good social media manager, and this is speaking as a former social media manager, they learn your personality and your brand so well that they can show
Boy,
up online
I,
as you, and you
please.
never know it's
Not
not
for
the
him.
person you think it is.
Not for him. Not for him. No way. Not for him.
I mean,
Because even
okay,
as a social media
Donald
manager,
Trump
you would
might
have been
be.
like,
He
confetti? Nah,
might.
we're not posting confetti. You see what I'm saying? So
I don't know though, because when you look at some of the tweets his supporters be putting out,
all I'm saying is you could compete with anyone doing anything,
yeah.
because it's always there. But the idea is for it to make you better, right? So
Mm-hmm.
even if you're getting information on your competitors, like, um, let's talk about websites for a
Mm-hmm.
moment, right? uh, let's say you have a Shopify website. You're wondering, and Louis Vuitton is your competitor, right? That's how high you shoot it for. Well, when you look at their website, what is it that really makes it so luxurious to you or so fancy to you? You know, is it the quality of the pictures? Is it the movement of the screens? Those things that you can really break down and incorporate into your style of website. You know, you want to take things further. Let's say you do HVAC, right? And there's other HVAC companies that are local here in Houston. You're going to want to start there. Look how good their website is. I met a pool builder and they just got their website published. And I was like, great, we was going to talk about SEO. And when I looked at their website, I said, I kind of feel bad for you. And they said, well, why? It looks great. In comparison to who?
Mm-hmm.
In comparison to what? Because when I go on Google and I'm searching for a residential pool builder near me and I'm looking at your competitors, I can look at your website and tell it's a template based on an old templated
Mm-hmm.
model, if anything. So I'm sorry to tell you, you paid for trash, right? So it's always, again, somebody that's one step ahead of you, whether it's locally, regionally, statewide, national, worldwide, that you can sit down and analyze how you want to move. And I wouldn't necessarily copy, but the idea is to take these different pieces
Mm-hmm.
from all your different competitors and make them you. That's
Mm-hmm.
the important part, and that's the part that makes you different.
That's it. That's it. Okay. So that was gonna go into my. Well, we got a question first, and then we'll kind of what freestyle it, because I told you when I had these questions I was like, they here, we'll use them as a guideline, but we'll go from there. So Miss Lisa, shout out to Miss Lisa, it's one of my moms. She asked how often should you visit your competitors' websites and what you should look for in a website. So I'll give kind of my spiel on watching your competitors, and then Reem, I want you to go more into the website side of it. So as I stated before, you should be watching your competitors really truly all the time if you're trying to show up online to wherever you're trying to show up on. So like social media changes every single day. So if you are posting content on social media and you're trying to stay kind of in the trends, then you should identify those competitors of yours on social media and follow them, and or turn on your post notifications so every time they post something you see it. As I said before, I've purchased products from my competitors. I've attended some of their workshops. I'm on their email list. I get some of them I need to unsubscribe from. However, I'm still on it because I want to know what y'all are talking about. I read their blogs. I go through the copy on their website pages. And I do that however often I decide I want to update my website or my content that I'm putting out there. So for me, I would say definitely social media needs to be daily. It needs to be as much as you're logging into social media. Emails, you need to be on their email list so as often as they're sending out emails. And then for me, when it comes down to web content and anything that's off of social media and or direct marketing things, I kind of use that just based on how often I want to update my site. So right now, I update my website every day, but that's because I'm still in the kind of ground figuring out what I want on my website phase. So every day I get an idea of something else that like, oh, I could have said that better. Oh, I could have put another header there. Oh, I could have used another trigger word. So for me, I'm looking every day. For you, if you're working with somebody on your website, those are things that you should probably do before you hire somebody to do your website. But I'm going to let the website person tell y'all that. So go ahead, Ring.
Well, I just want to make sure what the question is
Okay.
with regards to websites.
Mm-hmm.
Is the question what to look for? Hold on. How often? Should you visit your competitors' websites? Okay. Um, if you have a list of four, or three, I try to keep it in odd numbers. But if you have a competitor list of like four different people, companies, to be honest, I wouldn't visit their website that often. When it comes to your website, the one thing that you want to do is you want to grow it. And what I mean by that is you want to grow the amount of pages that you have on your website, or you just want to add more content to your website in different ways. And one of the best ways of doing that is by having a blog on your website. And you can add a blog as often as you want, and the search engine considers that to be good content. I would check out let me answer the question this way. I have checked on my competitors over the last couple of years, maybe a handful of times, maybe 5 times over the last 2 years. The reason for it is because, again, you're not going to redesign your website all the time. And if you add a blog, then I know that's consistent on-site SEO. If you add more pages, like, you add more services, or you add more details about each of those services on your website, that's just continuing to grow your website and to add more relevancy to your website. So Google sees your website as being better than the rest of your competitors. That's what's going to help you to rank higher. So in that instance, that's what I'm looking for. And as far as competitors, as far as design, now, again, I'm looking for it for the time being in design, because you're going to want to redesign your website every 5, 6, 7 years, maybe, just depending. Like, look at it like your car. Right, I got a BMW, so I'm not gonna buy a new BMW every year. I'm gonna buy a new BMW every time they change the body style, which is going to be about every 7 to 8 years. So your website is kind of the same thing. So I hope I've been able to answer that question.
Absolutely. I think that, so to just kind of go back to something you said, it's also important to have goals for everything that you do, especially when it comes to your marketing. So I love how he put out there that he's only looked at his competitors' websites a handful of times in the last 5 years. And that's because he knew what he was going to look for. And so when you know that and you have a set kind of strategy in mind of what you're looking for when you're going to their websites and or their profiles or wherever you're looking at them for, it does help you kind of minimize it. Because what happens, and this is something that I've just learned from having clients come to me with a list of different people that they've looked at and wanted stuff. Now you start wanting to actually copy and steal everything that they're doing, instead of, like you said, using what they're doing to become yourself and show up as yourself with those things. So you don't want to go into it sucking up all this information so much so that now you look like everybody else. You want to go in with a goal. If they have, like he pointed out, and I love, we're going to have to do something about blogs, because I love that you said that. He talked about using blogs to keep content fresh on your page, right? Figure out if your competitors are posting, how often are they posting? Because I worked with a company and dude was posting like 5 blogs a day. I thought that was a lot. That did amazing numbers for his Google ranking. It had him at the top because all of the other people that were along line with him, his direct competitors, they were posting like once a month. So now he's having fresh content all the time, and he's being pushed higher than them in ranking just because he had fresh content on his website every day. Again, something I would have never thought to do on my own until I saw it and saw the numbers working, and I was like, oh crap, this works. But when he went doing research on his own, that's where he found what make him different than what his competitors were doing. They were doing, like I said, one blog a month. So
And
just
another thing I wanted to put a feather in your cap for was the whole email thing. I do subscribe to a few of my competitors' emails. I get them, I read them, I appreciate them because for the most part, it keeps me in the loop on what's going on. You know, the latest word on the street or the latest hot topic.
mhm.
So yeah, I get about two or three of my competitor emails, and you know, in the sense of casing, it makes for good conversation and our follow-up emails or social media content, right? So again, it's safe to copy and steal, but make it your own.
And it's also, to me, I feel like it's helpful when you're trying to find kind of what your lane is, right? So a lot of people, let me just put this out there as a marketing manager. A lot of people aren't as successful with their marketing because they all over the place. They trying to do all of this right here instead of finding their lane and their pacing. And when it comes down to identifying your competitors and knowing kind of what they're doing, it helps you find what you can do better and different and what you can offer that they're not offering. So one of the biggest and easiest things to look for is customer feedback. If you're going to their website, read their reviews. Read the negative reviews. See what people are saying that they did not do well, because now that'll help you find where that gap is on what you can offer and what you can do better. To answer my mom's question, she said, I have a Shopify website. Can I post blogs on it? Yes, ma'am, you can. Shopify, Wix, all of those e-commerce sites also have blog features. Some of them are apps that are within the store structure that you have to go and add in, but they do allow you to add blogs. You can add blog covers to them. You can add keywords in the tagline. You can categorize them, and you can create your email marketing to now send out a blast every time you upload a blog. So yes, you can.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then Miss Lisa pointed out that she's connected on LinkedIn with some. LinkedIn is low key a hidden gem right now for a lot of people. A lot of people have really slept on LinkedIn and the power that it has to really connect you. And I think Threads is kind of bringing that out now, that there are other social platforms that allow you to create more connections than anything. Which, Raym, if you didn't have nothing else to add on to what I just said, this was a great segue into kind of our last little topic tonight, which was building relationships with your competitors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Reem and I had a great conversation the other day. Again, if y'all did not know, we are big on collaboration over competition over here. That don't mean that we sleep on knowing that we do have competition out there, but we just feel like it's no harm or nothing against each other. We can still be great in our marketplace and support each other. So we are super big on collaboration over here. And we were talking the other day and chatting, and he had me laughing about a competitor that he found and was talking with, and kind of something she said, and he was like, dang, that was good. But just like, stop looking at us as competitors and realize we could be friends with like interests. I
Yeah.
love when he said it to me, because I was like, dang, that's so true. Like, we do digital marketing. We do two separate sides of marketing though. However, me and Reem have some of the greatest conversations just around what we do because it's a shared interest. And in the
Yes.
same way, nobody knows your audience like you and your competitors who have similar audiences.
Yeah.
And sometimes asking those questions and striking those conversations can really help you get through the little ruts that you might be in. So, Reem, I'm going to let you go ahead, because I know you like me when it comes down to collaboration and building those relationships. So just kind of share just some of, I guess, your input on building those relationships with competitors and really using them to your advantage.
You know, for the most part, it's therapy.
Mm-hmm.
It helps you to realize that you're not the only one, right? Or you're not really you're not going insane. That common sense is still common for us that still got it. I love bouncing ideas off of a toy and having her get these aha moments off of things that I say, or just how, ideas start to formulate. The real funny thing is what I said to you was, I don't want you to do anything for me. I just want to be in the room with you. I just want to be laptop to laptop or coffee to coffee. It just fire off with a whiteboard. It just write. It just write
Mm-hmm.
and figure out not what it is that I want to do, but how to do it so I'm not zigging and zagging. So I think the ideas and the energies that you have with being with someone that shares a similar interest is an energy that is so dope. And you look, you can't be a hater. You can't have any hate in your blood. You can't be envious, right? You can't have no jealousy. You got to go in this with, hey, I got some ideas because I'm going this way, and we never know which way Toy's going because she will U-turn in a heartbeat if it don't feel right, which is so dope because a lot of people will just drive off the edge and be like, "Hey, it didn't work." When she see it coming, she's like, and she's out of there, and that's so dope. So, at first I was, very aggressive when it came to competitors. What makes you think you better than me, and am I better than you? And once you really peel that back and start to have the conversation, you'll start to figure out that maybe you guys don't have the same audience. Maybe this person only deals with certain clientele that can only spend X amount of dollars to starting. Again, going back to what you said earlier, Toy, that's how you find your gap by having these conversations and say, well, this audience is not even being serviced. I think at True, that's one of the things that we thrive on is being able to say, hey, well, this demographic of business owners, no one's even paying them attention, and they need all the help and education that they could get. So we want to go after this audience and bring them these services. So the cool thing about it is you can run your business how you want to run your business. And my goals and your goals probably won't be the same. And that's what makes our businesses so different and so unique because we all have different plans, different goals, and different ways that we want to have and run our businesses. That's what makes them unique.
I love that. I love that. And I told Ring, he was like, I just want to be in a room. I said, Ring, the way this brain thinks, he was like, that's fine. I know it's a method to the madness. I just want to be in that. I'm like,
I ain't scared.
Chaotic.
I'm not scared. There's a method to the madness. I'm not scared.
It is. Look, sometimes it don't make no sense to nobody. Y'all should ask my mama about how my house is organized. She is like, girl, everything is color coordinated, got a system, that's how my brain thinks. It got to be like this. But to just kind of go into, even with piggybacking on creating relationships, while we were on the phone, I made a comment to him about getting him, and the elephant in a room together. And to some people on paper, you would think 3 digital marketers in a room together, like, what? But to us, it's like, bro, you know how many ideas we can come up with just having us, because like he said, we have those shared experiences. I was service-based for about 6 years. So a lot of those like issues and the ticks that they get dealing with service, being a service provider, now that I'm kind of on the other side and I'm more client to client in a different realm, I can kind of guide them through and offer like a little, hey, try that, give that. Me and Jaleesa just had a conversation like that. And she like, you know what, Toy, you was right. I need to do da-da-da-da. In the same way, they give me other things to where it's like, look, if people outsource and tell them da-da-da-da. Like, you just never know what you can get just by being in the room with people who, again, share those experiences and that kind of same interest. So I love that you added all of that. And as always, I thank you for joining me, even though I feel like tonight wasn't I strong arm you tonight. You came willingly, but I am gonna strong arm you to come back, of course.
You don't have to, but you will.
I will, of course. Of course. And we are definitely over my time frame. I apologize for my technical difficulties tonight. But normally I am live every Monday at 9 p.m. Y'all can join me again. The replay will be up as soon as we're done. Reem, you did drop a super duper gem bomb that I cannot wait to edit the clip and post. If I could remember it off the top of my head, because you dropped a couple of gems, but it was one that was like low key. I could have ended it on that one and just left the people on it. So let me just say, I love every gem that you give. I'm saying this for the replay because I want y'all to go back and watch all of them, because Reem always comes through with them super duper atomic bomb gems. And y'all, he give me all of those, and the phone conversations we talking
For
about.
free.
And
You
I
get them for
live
free.
for, huh?
You get them for free.
Y'all, I live for anytime he'll call me out the blue, y'all. It'd be like 2 months I ain't heard nothing from him besides social media, and he'll just call me and he'll be like, "Yo, I was sitting here and I was thinking." He was like, and then he'll be honest and he'll be like, "I really thought about your mama first." It's always my mama first. And he'll be like, "But then I was about to text your mama and something was like, call Toy." And then he'll just kind of go on this rant. And as he's ranting, I'm writing down everything he's saying. And like, I'll just let him talk. I don't ask no questions. I just literally, he on speakerphone, I'll be sitting here writing down everything. And as soon as he finishes, I'll be like, "Ring, how did you know I needed to hear that?" Like, I'm playing back all the super atomic bomb gems that he dropped on me. And he like, "Yeah, I knew I needed to call you today." And then he'll do all of that, y'all, and he'll be like, "Well, all right, little sis, it's all love over here. You know, we rooting for you. Bye."
Right.
And he'll hop off the phone with me. But I love it, I love it, I love it. And I'm telling y'all, stop being afraid to talk to people. I said that
You
the
got to
other
check
day,
on your strong
okay?
friends.
Yes. And I appreciate it, okay?
Yes.
And if I call him, he always gonna answer for me and tell me the same. So I'm giving y'all that to let y'all know. Stop being afraid to ask people questions and to accept and receive help, correction, and wisdom. Okay? A fool despises wisdom. That's scripture if you believe in the Bible. So learn how to accept wisdom. Love you, Reem. Love you, Melinda, because I know she's around. Love all my true digital family. Reem, I want you to shout out
Love you,
where people can
mama.
find you. Shout your website out, give them all that information, and then
Sure.
we're gonna go on wrong.
Sure. If you would like to set up a discovery call to learn more about growing your online presence through SEO and website design, feel free to look us up at True Digital MKTG, short for marketing.com. You can also give us a call. That's easy. So 832-934-4436. Email is Shon, SHON, at truedigitalmktg.com. And International Marine Supreme podcast coming soon. Oh, wait, I wanted to end this with not a giveaway, but an announcement in a sense. At True, we want to start paying referral fees for everyone that sends us a referral for a new website design. Our goal is to reach 100 new websites by the end of the year, starting now.
Okay.
So anyone who sees this and they hit us up, whether they call us or they shoot us an email through our website and let us know that, hey, I've seen you on Marketing Mondays and I got a referral for you. Depending on the website size and pages is how much we'll pay you in a referral fee.
So I love that because, as I've said on multiple lives, if y'all go through a strategy session with me or your strategy course program or whatever, why I can't talk right now. I've already told all of my clients that if you need anything website, I'm sending you to True Digital. So, which is one of the reasons why all of the people, the guests that I'm bringing them on here because I want you all to get familiar with them. So when you're going through your coaching programs with me and I'm referring you to these people, you already know them and you kind of in your mind develop the rapport to them, so now it'll make it easier when I'm sending you to them for you to communicate with them. And God, that was without me knowing about this referral thing. So I was literally doing it just because I genuinely believe that they can give you the best service possible. So that to me was like let me step my little game up to give me some little True Digital marketing. But seriously though, I love that. Yes, Miss Lisa, you said she said she told me to. It was in her email. I sent all of this information out 2 months ago. Yeah, because they know by now I'm not doing it, so I'm shooting them to you. So and to end, because like he said, with an offer. If you're a part of my email list, you got this last week. I'm announcing it tonight because the marketing campaign is about to roll out, and I want to give my audience a chance. I am launching a 3-day branding crash course. I told y'all last week that this month, the next 30 days, we're going over branding. And a part of your branding is your market research. It is identifying your competitors and finding your gaps, your strengths, and your weaknesses. And I am going to do a 3-day online, virtual, live workshop. None of this will be pre-recorded. It will all be live. You will get me very similar to this, a little bit more personalized. We will have a question and answer session. I'll have all the goodies for y'all. I have some surprise gifts. I'm working some things out as well to offer even more. But I'm letting you all know that because it is officially up on my website for you to get your early bird tickets to join me for 3 nights to build your brand. We are going to literally dig into everything that it takes for you to build a successful brand to then start to have successful marketing campaigns. So all that information is on my website, marketingbay.com. And until next Monday at 9 p.m., it's all love, y'all, and we will see y'all next week.